I'm Dan, and this is the Thames Barrier.
It's vital protection against flooding in London. It's also at the forefront of a debate about how the city it safeguards will be affected by climate change.
We hear the words climate change a lot now, but actually, it's not a new phenomenon. The climate has been changing on our planet ever since it first existed.
The orbital cycle means the Earth gets hotter and colder depending on its distance from the Sun. The solar output of the Sun also changes over time. And volcanic eruptions over millions of years have poured out carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, trapping heat.
But what is different now is the process of climate change is speeding up. Over the last 60 or so years, there has been a significant increase in temperatures across the world. So, why could this be happening?
It's all about the greenhouse effect. That's the name we give to the way particles in the atmosphere trap some of the energy from the sun as it radiates back into space. If this didn't occur, then too much energy would be lost and the temperature on Earth wouldn't support life.
So, greenhouse gases in the atmosphere trapping that energy is necessary and nothing new. They're the reason we're here.
But what is new is that the amount of greenhouse gases up there is increasing artificially because of us. This enhanced greenhouse effect means more heat is being trapped in the Earth's atmosphere, and that leads to global warming, which is causing our climate to change more rapidly.
So how are we creating more greenhouse gases like CO2 and methane in the atmosphere while the world's still industrializing?
We're all burning fossil fuels that release CO2. As deforestation occurs, carbon locked into the trees is released and fewer trees are left to absorb the new CO2. So levels in the atmosphere keep rising. Landfill decomposes and releases methane. And then there's more methane from agriculture. Studies suggest that a single dairy cow produces 120 kilograms of methane a year through cow burps, farts, and manure.
There are many projections about how much global temperature will increase. Some predict a rise of 4 degrees Celsius by 2100.
How will global warming affect different parts of the world? Many countries, like China, Vietnam, and India, could be affected by flooding as glaciers melt. And drought could be more likely in countries like Ethiopia and Malawi. And as sea levels rise, communities and livelihoods will be affected.
And natural environments will be altered, forcing some species to migrate and others will become extinct. And there'll be an economic cost too. Countries, including ours, will have to think about adapting to the changing climate and building defences.
And that's where the Thames Barrier comes in. Rising sea levels are thought to be causing increased tidal surges in the North Sea. And that's why London, already built on one of Europe's largest floodplains, could be at greater risk.
So understanding what's happening up there in the atmosphere is really important because it affects the whole world. And here in London, without protection, the EastEnders map could be a thing of the past.